The first big Steam sale of 2026 just dropped, and as always, I'm here to scour the list and find you the best cozy gaming deals. These are games that are the cheapest they have ever been, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time favourites. But first, hi, I'm Ellie, and this is the Cozy Gaming Club where I love to shine a light on lesser-known cozy games, and we're going to be talking about a few of those today, starting with Nightstones. With a 94% positive rating and a 75% discount, it's definitely worth checking out Nightstones, which is a cozy adventure game where you wake up and find yourself in a world that you've dreamed about. With no choice but to rebuild the portal to get back home, you set out on a journey across this magical island, meeting friendly townsfolk, discovering mysterious treasures, and finding hidden secrets. Unlike other adventure games, Nightstones has no combat in the traditional sense. Instead, you'll need to think your way out of dangerous situations using items you collect on your journey or simply by sneaking around your enemies. Nightstones is currently 75% off for £4.18. And we have another island adventure up next, and this one is also 75% off. Join Chia as she tries to save her father from the cruel ruler of this beautiful archipelago. Fortunately, she's been blessed with the extraordinary ability to possess any animal or object she desires, letting her transform into soaring birds, playful dolphins, or a rock. Use each animal or object's innate abilities to explore the hidden corners of the islands you call home. You also have a boat for navigating the ocean waves and participating in races, as well as a ukulele to trigger special events. I played this game on PlayStation and loved it. It's a wonderful game that explores the customs of New Caledonia's diverse communities and teaches you about the deep connection they share with the natural world. Plus, it's just fun to explore the world as a range of animals. I would definitely recommend Chia while it's 75% off for £5.62. Continuing with the boat theme, our next game is Spilled. Chug your way across a colourful world, cleaning up the ocean as you go in your little boat. Slowly make your way through the waves, sucking up oil, cleaning up rubbish, putting out fires, and rescuing animals to bring colour and life back to the world. The more oil you remove, the more money you earn, which can be spent to upgrade your boat to help you clean the next area faster. This one is a fair bit shorter than the games we've discussed so far, at around an hour of playtime, but Spilled is currently 33% off for £3.34. Now, I always like to throw in a few popular games that are new record lows, and Until Then just hit a new historic low at 55% off. Until Then is an award-winning, story-driven visual novel with beautiful artwork and a heart-wrenching story. Set in the Philippines, Until Then sees you play as a high schooler who gets caught up in a strange case of déjà vu after meeting a new student at school. From then on, the game takes a supernatural turn with a roller coaster plot where you'll never be able to guess what happens next. This one can get emotional, and you may find yourself crying at the end of the story. But with a breathtaking art style, great character development, and fantastic writing, it's well worth playing. Especially as Until Then is currently 55% off for £7.53. Our next game is also an emotional story, but told in a very different way. Experiment with creating your own scrapbooking journal as you piece together the story one photo at a time, and discover the story of one family told across generations in instants. Each photo is a clue to the family's history, and by sorting them chronologically, you can map out the course of their lifetime, discovering every up and down. Also, what scrapbooking game would be complete without adorable stickers, backgrounds, washi tape, and more that you can use to decorate your pages? Instance is so innovative and different, and it's 50% off right now for less than £5. Get productive with your friends in this next game. On Together Virtual Co-working lets you study or just hang out with your friends in a shared space. With built-in tools like a calendar, to-do list, journal, and timer, On Together is designed to keep you on track and help you stay motivated while you're working. But like most study sessions with friends, striking work and play is a difficult balance. So On Together also lets you and your friends play games together like fishing, basketball, drawing, or jamming to music. Despite the fact it only launched a few months ago and it's got an overwhelmingly positive rating, On Together just hit a new historic low at 30% off for £5.95. Next up is an unpacking like where you design and organise a range of campervans. Build your own home on wheels, using space-saving measures to fit all of your belongings into the tiny spaces you have available. There'll be a bit of puzzling needed as the space is quite small, so you'll need to carefully organise all of your belongings to squeeze them in. Plus, you can even decorate outside of your van as well as inside. With every new level, you'll find yourself in a new location and discover a new chapter of the protagonist's life, uncovering the story of their relationships and personal development. Campervan Make It Home is now 40% off at £7.67. Moving on to Reika, a game that is currently in early access, but they have just announced it will be launching into 1.0 later this year. Become an apprentice to the legendary witch Baba Yaga in this mystical exploration game where you'll learn witchcraft, forage for ingredients, and build your own chicken leg cottage, which you can decorate and turn into your perfect cozy escape from the dark world outside. The next big update will bring the game to 1.0, complete the story, fix the bugs, and add new gameplay mechanics. But the devs have said they expect the price to increase as we go into full release, so now may be the best time to pick it up, while it's the cheapest it's ever been at 35% off for £10.39. We're continuing to explore the woods in this next game where we open the B&B of our dreams. But running a business is no easy feat, especially when you're a bear. Starting from scratch, you'll need to build and decorate your inn, choosing all the furniture and fixtures for each room. To keep your inn thriving, you'll need to bring in guests and make sure they're happy, which means keeping your inn clean and warm, providing food, and making sure they're in close proximity to the bathroom. Over time, you'll grow your reputation, expand your business, earn lots of money, and attract new customers. But when you're not running the inn, you'll find yourself exploring the woods and unraveling a deep plot that goes deeper than the forest you set up in. If you're looking to step into the paws of Hank, you'll be pleased to hear that Bear and Breakfast is currently 60% off at £6.70. Or if you want to build a little life in a sandbox world, then this next game may be the one for you. In Gordlets, you're responsible for building a small town of cute vegetable folk. While you're building away, your little Gordlets will make themselves at home in the town you're creating, fishing, reading, camping, snoozing, and just generally having a grand old time. But you're not just building up the town, you're also designing the interior of every building you create, with a huge catalogue of decorations to create homes, cafes, schools, and more for your vegetable citizens. One of the cool new features for Gordlets is that when you're finished building, you can actually minimize the game in the same way you can Rusty's Retirement, so that your little community can live out on the bottom of your screen while you're busy with other things. Gordlets is now on sale for 35% off at £2.78. Write your own stories in Storyteller, where you're presented with a blank canvas and must create your own comic-style strips to fit the story. This game is so smooth, with you being able to easily drag and drop the characters in and out of the panels to change the story. Each level has a goal for you to complete, but lets you decide how the stories are told, including who dies and who survives. And there are even additional challenges to really test your brain. Storyteller is currently on sale for 50% off at £5.99. Described as a cozy game with consequences, Echoes of the Plum Grove is quite unlike any farming game I've played before. Yes, there are the usual farming mechanics like planting crops, raising cattle, and falling in love with the villagers, but there are also diseases, weekly taxes, poison, and more to contend with. The world is a little more dangerous than your typical farming game, but that's intended as the game doesn't actually end with your death. Instead, you move on to step into the shoes of your descendants and live their lives as well, and then their children's lives, and so on, building a family legacy in this quaint little town. If you want to try a farming sim that's a little bit different, it's currently 50% off at £7.74. Recently, there's been a lot of love for Ken, which is a brand new climbing game. But it is a little tricky, so if you want a more laid-back climbing experience, then I'd highly recommend Jusson. In this game, you're climbing to the top of a tall mountain to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. What happened to the people who lived here, and where did they all go? Carefully navigate the outcrops of this mountainside to climb higher and higher and see what you can find up above the clouds. This won't be easy though, and you'll need to master all the tools in your arsenal to keep climbing higher. There are many paths to take, and plenty of places to stop and enjoy the views, plus you've got an adorable companion made out of water to keep you company. This game has amazing reviews, so if you wanted to give it a go, there's no better time than while it's 60% off at $8.99. I feel like I always shout out this cute platforming adventure, but it is a great little intro to the cozy genre. Refresh begins with a disaster when a terrible storm destroys your local community. You play as a little robot who decides to come to the rescue by helping to restore the town as best you can. It is essentially one long find and fetch quest where you collect objects that can be used to rebuild houses or repower generators. But the art style is really sweet, the characters are quite funny, and I really love this little heartwarming adventure. plus refresh is 60% off for £1.54. Next up is Creatures of Ava, a monster-saving game where you play as Vic, a young explorer who is working to save the planet of Ava from a growing infection known as the Withering. Use your special flute to help, tame, and even control the creatures of Ava and let them lead you through a variety of ecosystems to find the cause of the infection. But there may be more going on here than you initially think. You'll have to discover that yourself though in Creatures of Ava, which is currently 55% off at $9.44. Described as Breath of the Wild but with no combat, Sable is an open-world exploration game that's currently 75% off. Play as Sable, who's on a quest to complete her gliding, a rite of passage that'll take her and you across the vast desert to meet a range of people, each with quests for you to complete. With a unique art style and original soundtrack by Japanese Breakfast, Sable is a relaxing way to spend 20 hours or so, and it's currently 75% off at £5.24. Recently, I've really gotten into doing jigsaws, and honestly, I blame this game for reminding me of my love for them. Umami released at the tail end of last year, and it's currently sitting on a 98% positive rating with 107 reviews. It's essentially a wooden block puzzler, where you need to flip, rotate, and organize wooden blocks to piece together food displays. Each diorama is lovingly created and hand-painted with care to create mouth-watering dishes, accompanied by adorable creatures, all of which you can pet. There's also lots of secrets to discover too in Umami, which is currently 40% off at $7.19. At the start of the video, I teased about one of my favourite games being at a record low, and it's up next. While visiting her grandparents for the summer, Albra discovers their quiet island life is threatened. A huge hotel construction looms over their heads, but Albra is determined to prevent it. She teams up with her childhood friend to found an organisation that can save the local wildlife and hopefully the island as well. This is really one of the chillest experiences I've had with a game. It's short and sweet and the perfect way to spend an evening, plus I love cleaning up the rubbish and taking photos of all the cute animals too. And now you can enjoy all of that for just £2, while Albra Wildlife Adventure is 85% off. The graphics for this next game are what pulled me in, but I'm also intrigued by the time-travelling story. In Revivor, you travel through time to bring together the two protagonists, Felicia and Carlos. Have you heard of the butterfly effect? Well, in this game, you'll be making small, sometimes seemingly irrelevant changes that can have a big impact on their lives. Follow Felicia and Carlos throughout their lives, jumping backwards and forwards through time to make changes and see the impact of your choices. Almost everything in this game can be clicked on or interacted with, and many of them bring with them puzzles and minigames to keep things interesting. At 37% off, Revivor is just £4.60. My Little Puppy has recently been in the news because it's launching on consoles in May this year, but the great news is that you can play it right now and it's 40% off. Inspired by the developer's own dog, My Little Puppy tells the story of a corgi who was saved from an animal shelter by his owner. After living the rest of their days together, the little corgi crossed the Rainbow Bridge and has just now caught the scent of its owner again and is delighted to be reunited. But you'll need to find him first. This is a beautiful adventure about the distance this little corgi will go to be reunited with his dad and the people he meets along the way. At the end of the game, they do get reunited, so don't worry, but there are moments of hardship and sadness along the way, so do be prepared for that if you pick up My Little Puppy while it's 40% off at £12.59. I couldn't finish on a sad note, so I am sneaking in one final game that is the cheapest it's ever been, and that game is Slime Rancher 2. I spoke about this recently in my list of games to play if you can't play Pokopia, and it may be time to finally play it now it's hit 1.0. Continue the adventures of Beatrix in the sequel to Slime Rancher, as she starts a brand new ranch on Rainbow Island. Of course, there's a wide range of slimes to wrangle, each with their own unique quirks, colours and plots for you to discover. And beyond the slimes, there's a whole new island to explore and new secrets to uncover in Slime Rancher 2, which is currently 40% off for $14.39. Hopefully you've discovered some new cozy games that you can now grab at a great deal. Or maybe you have some of your own to recommend. Make sure to drop them down below, and I hope to see you next video. Bye!